What's up, Hans family? Today is going to be the part 2 of the Snapchat filters. I took the Snapchat filters to in real life. I covered the lips on the eyes, the face swap, and throwing up rainbows. Starting with the rainbow puke. I did do my makeup, and if you were a drunk bitch like I was in the intro, I think we would cry off a little bit of our makeup. So I'm going to go ahead and take some black eyeshadow and make it look like my makeup is running down my cheeks just a little bit. Now that we look a super metal, I'm going to go ahead and take blush and put it all over my nose and cheeks, and smear my lipstick for good measure too. With the actual rainbow puke, you're going to need a few products: 3D gel or gelatin, food coloring, and microwave safe containers. This is 3D gel. It's hard when you originally get it, and then once you warm it up in a hot bath, it does get all liquidy and gooey. Or I have this big huge hunk here, and I'd cut off a little bit, put it in a glass, and add the food coloring of my choice, and you could either warm it up in the hot bath or microwave it for 3 to 4 seconds. It just needs a few seconds in the microwave just to get a little warm, and then make sure to mix it and be very careful putting this on your face. Make sure it's not too hot. Start by dripping it on one side from red to purple in any rainbow way you want to. It does dry, and then you can continue to layer it. You can use a hair dryer with the cool setting on if you want, but I just used my hand, old-fashioned like. And just keep layering it on to make it look gooey and nasty. And you can see, now I just threw up a rainbow array of jello out my mouth. Next, we have the lips for the eyes, which is so creepy looking, but I was so excited to do it. What we wanted to do is basically look like we had ripped off flesh from other people and put their lips on our eyes. So I'm drawing out the flesh pieces and then coloring them in with different skin tones, one being a little darker and one being a little lighter, because not every skin tone would be exactly like mine. Draw out the lips. This doesn't have to be great, it can just be a general outline, and again, do 2 different lip shapes because these are coming from 2 different people. To fill in the lips, on one side I used body paint, just went for a classic sexy red, and on the other side I used a liquid lipstick just to show you guys you could use whatever you have. It's like Project Runway over here. We gotta make it work. To make it realistically look like the skin is hanging off of our skin, I want to layer liquid latex all around the edges of the skin, make sure it's very jagged, and while you wait for it to dry, you could drink a coffee, ponder about life, or even, just dance with your husband real quick. Now that that's all dry, you just want to layer it on a little bit more, focusing more towards the edges because we want those to be very thick for us to peel off. The teeth realistically wouldn't come with the skin when we pulled it off, but I wanted to add them because they help to kind of give a little bit more of that trippy eye effect too. So if you want them to look really realistic, just draw the lips in closed. For shading and highlighting on the lips, we want to take a darker eyeshadow and focus the shading on the bottom of the top and upper lip, and the highlighting the same way, just on the top of both the upper and bottom lip. I'm using a cream paint for the highlight because it's nice to blend out, and the teeth themselves would have a little bit of shadow on them, so add a little bit of dark brown shadow towards the top and define the teeth with a dark black liner. Do the exact same thing on the other side, just kind of change up the colors if need be, and this bitch had a little bit more poutier lips, so I wanted them to look kind of glossy. I was looking at a reference picture for both of these, so make sure to keep looking back at yours as well. Powder the latex so it doesn't stick onto itself when you peel it upwards, and then just peel it. Be very careful so you don't actually peel the entire thing off, you just want the very edges to lift a little bit. Cover those in foundation so they actually match. And now for blood. I'm using some scab blood, and since we ripped these off of someone, that would be very bloody. It would have tons of blood that's dried a little bit and blood that's fresh, so make sure to put it underneath the skin as well, and kind of dripping onto your own skin. I almost forgot my actual lips, so adding those with red, and just so that they match the lips on my eyes, I did add a little bit of highlighting to it too. We did the dried blood, but now we gotta have that syrupy, fresh blood dripping down our face. Make sure to add those, focusing more towards the bottom. And now add some trusty old Scotch tape. I did decide to add a little bit of brown eyeshadow around that shit just so that the tape was really defined and you could actually see it. Now you've successfully taped lips onto your eyes. Face swap. This latex we're putting on will basically differentiate between our real face and the face we have sewn on. Now as it's drying, you want to start drawing out the face that is now going to be your face. I went with a wrinkled face just because I kind of wanted it to be like where I face swapped with this older woman and she ran away with my youthful face and now I have her older face. So I'm just putting the wrinkles where they naturally would be more so on my face, but keeping them a little more sagged around my eyes since I cut out the eye holes so my actual eyes would still see through my new face. To darken up the wrinkles, take a very light, cool-toned brown eyeshadow and focus the shadow underneath where the wrinkles are, since the skin would be casting a shadow downwards. Darken as you go, and remember that the darker the wrinkle is basically the deeper it is on your face. So only focus the really dark ones where it's very deep. Decided to add a couple moles, because why not? And then I'm peeling just like we did before. I'm assuming our face would be pretty bloody if we had ripped off ours and reattached another. So I'm adding in a little bit of red cream paint between the skin flappies. Then we want to sew these together. Now, I most definitely suggest to do this on a table or plate. Basically put the liquid latex down, let it dry, and then sew it and then attach it to your face. I would never suggest using a needle by your face. I'm just a dumbass and decided to do it on my face. Don't put needles by your eyes, okay? Don't be crazy. Now that we have successfully sewed up our skin, not on our actual face, like me, I want to irritate the skin a little bit with some of that red cream paint. Add in some more scabby blood all through that. And then I did add on some lashes and liners since my actual eyes are mine and I primarily wear that, but you can do whatever makeup you want, whatever tickles your fancy. And then just draw in where those eye holes have been cut out, keeping the shadow right underneath where the new skin is. Add some blood coming from there too, because that would as well be bloody. Basically, if you think, could I add some more blood? You could. Add more. You can always add more blood. And that is the entire real life Snapchat video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you recreate it, please tag me in it so I can see. Check out part 1 and please subscribe if you haven't already. And I will just see you guys in the next video. Bye!